All right, there we
Oh,
go.
there
Copy
we
on
go.
now. We got it.
Started.
Thank you so much.
Well,
Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Well, all right.
All right, all right. Well, hey, it's time for the one, the only, At Home with the Crossover, the best sports talk show you'll find anywhere. Best sports talk show on YouTube, best sports talk show on the internet, best sports
Yes.
talk show on the radio. You won't
Absolutely.
find one better, and you're watching it right now at Home with the Crossover. On tonight's edition of the show, Tiger Woods. He's back, sort of. The Canes played outdoors, hockey outside. That's pretty cool. And hey, the XFL kicked off this weekend. Did anybody watch? Hey, we'll find out as we get into the show. All of that and much, much more. But first, I want to introduce everybody. We got the Queen, First Lady, Mama, the Doctor. TP is in the house. We got Bro Mel, Mr. Smooth as Ice. He is in the house. We got Birdman getting ready to swing it around. Eagles fan, all that stuff. He's in the house. Stats, the resident baseball expert and Tario fan, is in the house. Aggie P, representing Aggie Nation as usual. Aggie Prize nationwide. He's in the house. And then, of course, Blind Man Radar is in the house. Can't see a thing. But hey, he sure does contribute to the show, even though he can't see each and every week. That is the Tunnel Crew. I am your man, Big T. And we got the hot topics coming up, everybody. It's the hottest stories of sports. May not be what everybody else is talking about, but it's the things we, the Tunnel Crew, want to talk about. We start off with NBA All-Star Weekend. The NBA stars came out in force last weekend. Well, not really, because there was no Giannis, there was no Zion, there was no Steph, there was no KD. You get the point. You know what I'm saying. I mean, it's an all-star game, but some of your best players in the league wasn't there because of injuries or whatever. And, it led to a somewhat watered-down all-star game. Skills competition stunk, you know. I can't even remember who won. It was, I think, Giannis and the boys, his brothers and all that. I think they won the skills competition. Yeah, okay. Three-point shootout was won by the favorite, Dame Lillard, Dame time, and he had never won it, and so he's finally got that notch on his belt. He said, hey, the great shooters in the league have all won that trophy. He said, so I had to win it at least once. And he said, that's it for him, though. He said, I got the one. I'm done. You know, that's all I needed to submit my legacy. But the dunk contest was the talk of the weekend, y'all, because there was a G Leaguer, Mac McClung. This guy wasn't even on a roster 5 days before the All-Star weekend. The 76ers bring him up on a two-way contract from the G League team that represents them, the Delaware Blue Coats. Never heard of them. And this kid, what does he do? He goes out there and makes all of his dunks, okay? Makes all four of them on the first try. Not this doing it 5 or 6 times before he finally makes all of them. Gets a 50 on 3 of the dunks, okay? It's the first time that's been done by a guy his height, 6'2", since 1986. I think that was Spud Webb, you know? And then on the one he didn't get a 50 on, he got all 50s except for Lisa Leslie being stingy, gave him a 49. You know, so everybody, your thoughts on anything you saw. We'll get to the game in a minute, but anything you saw on All-Star Saturday night between skills competition, between the three-point shootout, which was exciting, and then the slam dunk contest, which, I mean, other than Matt McClung, it really wasn't that great. So your thoughts on the All-Star Saturday night, everybody?
If I can kick us off by saying this.
Yes, sir.
Watching that game was like going to the mall and all the stores were closed. What you gonna buy? What can you look at? It was like, you know what? Can I get my money back?
They said, can I get my money?
I know it's the mall, but I drove all the way over here and all the stores are closed. Nobody showed up.
Nobody. You know, and then you got, you know, a lot of people like, okay, Matt McClung, you were great, and a lot of people say, oh, he saved the slam dunk contest. But guys like Ja Morant stuff, we see these guys do spectacular dunks all the time in the games, and they won't enter the competition. You know, you getting showed up by a guy like Matt McClung. I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect him. I'm not. Your thoughts, everybody?
Well, I think the athletes today, Big T, are trying to protect themselves because they make so much money. They don't want to go out and turn an ankle, hurt their knee, doing
Mhm.
dunks. So if that's where we're at now, my
Yeah.
suggestion is that they let sponsors get some of these guys that I see on TikTok.
Yeah.
They can really, it's some guys that just regular guys that can really slam the ball and got good ups.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sponsor those guys to come in, hey, and just let whoever win get the $100,000 and the trophy.
Yeah.
I'll be okay with that
Yeah.
after we start this weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah, once again, the slam dunk contest and this kid was a highlight for me. I even went back and looked at him in high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was nice in high school like that too. So
Impressive. Yeah.
very impressive.
He showed out, man.
He did.
And some,
Hey,
the dunks he did were amazing. They were incredible for a guy his height. Anybody else?
No, that All-Star game is just like another All-Star game. Like I said, all the the good players didn't play, so
Yeah. Yeah.
three-point shooting was good. That
Yeah.
young man you're talking about, man, there's plenty of guys out there like him.
Hmm.
That can, like Aggie said, that can rise, man.
Yeah. That's right.
But that was good to see that though. That was something different.
Yeah. For a kid to come out of, he technically he is an NBAer because he is in the G League, and they're the farm team of the 76ers. But for him to come basically like almost off the streets and come out there and win the thing against NBA All Stars, that was impressive. Anybody else? Before we move on,
To Aggie P's point, I disagree. Just a tidbit. I think everybody's so concerned with losing,
yeah,
they don't want to take that L.
they don't want to get embarrassed.
They don't want to get embarrassed. And that was Dominique's lane for him to kind of like dominate. And then Jordan that was like Jordan's coming of age moment, if I can say that. When he beat Dominique for that slam dunk contest, even though there's people that say, hey, I think he won versus Jordan winning, but I think that adds to the game of it all. When you do take an L, now you got to play harder once the season kicks back up. But now they're even poking fun at the regular season games being relevant right now. So it's just a testament to where we're at in sports right now with players taking certain things not so serious that we saw the legends take very serious.
Right.
Yeah.
So where is the competitive nature here?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that's the case, Radar, athletes usually love to compete.
Yep.
Yes.
And for you to say they're afraid to take a L, that's just not the psyche of an athlete.
Right. True.
So,
Well, okay, let's say this.
So where are we at right now with sports?
Yeah, exactly.
I think it goes back to nobody wanting to get hurt.
Yeah.
Because and you pretty much know this too. Well, if you don't play hard, that's when you get hurt.
Yep.
And back in the day when you had Jordan and all them boys, man, they was playing.
Yeah.
They was playing. And so you got a different shift of young guys that's worrying about which they have a right to be worried about getting hurt. But if you get out there and play the game, you won't get hurt.
Yeah.
And Dominique wasn't a household name until he started competing a little bit harder because he lost that dunk contest to Jordan.
Yeah.
Well, let's all remember the Hawks had a team and it made them more of a force. So Spud Webb, other players started using that as a way to kind of break into the mainstream. Now everybody breaks into the mainstream via the McDonald's basketball game or an AAU game because of the internet now, to Aggie P's point. Because let's say again, if I took an L in the 3-point contest, now I'm about to light it up come game time. And I get to say, I should have won that 3-point contest. And you had some validity to that whole argument. Now everybody like, nah, I'm not even going to compete. That way I don't have to take the L.
And then what happens, they come together and talk about those type of things, man. We're just going to have a good time. Nobody get hurt. Stuff like that, man. But people come and pay their money to see a good show.
That's right.
Competition at the end of the day.
Hey, one of the cool things about McClung, he said it's a blessing, and he said it's something that he'll be able to tell his kids one day and brag about. And he also said, hey, the goal still for me is to make it to the league. He said, my goal is to to be an actual NBA player making the league. So it's like he's saying, hey, I'm not just happy with going out here and making headlines and winning this slam dunk contest. Yeah, that puts me in the record books. I can talk about it to my kids later, but I still want to be an NBA player. So we'll see if that happens. It'll be interesting to watch this kid's story. But yeah, he made it fun. He was about the only. Dame was fun too. Dame was fun to watch because Dame could shoot that ball.
Oh yeah.
All right, everybody. Hey, we hope that you've enjoyed what you've heard so far. There is a lot more of that and much, much more on the other side of the break. You're listening to At Home with the Crossover.
What's so sad when joy is here? What's the answer? Joy. So you can find it right here. 7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and faith. 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions like health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
All right, everybody, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. Make sure you catch us each and every week, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on YouTube, because you don't want to miss the queen running the show. I mean, the doctor, the first lady mama, she is in the house, and she is getting it done. She is running the show, making sure that y'all, all the YouTube viewers can watch the Tunnel Cruise. So, hey, cheer her on, y'all. Post in the comments and everything. Tell her how good of a job she's doing. You also don't want to miss Mr. Smooth, Bro Mel, the Elon legend with the nicest smooth trimmed up goatee, the haircut, the fresh cut. You know, hey, looking smooth, smooth as ice. You don't want to miss the Bird with the championship belt. This is a new belt. I mean, he been warning us. Hey, I got the new belt coming. So Joker got a new belt thrown across his shoulder. Too bad he couldn't get a new big game hat.
The children in Africa got them though.
Oh my goodness!
Come on,
Oh,
Stan.
here we go.
I know.
Here we go.
There's very appreciative for those things.
Hey, you don't want to miss Radar. Yeah, that's the conference though, buddy. You don't want to miss Radar Charles, blind as a bat. You know, hanging in there, doing the best he can. And you don't want to miss Aggie P represent Aggie Nation. But he got all black tonight. Where's the Aggie gear,
That's
man?
blue. It's
Okay. My computer's off. You know, my computer's. And then you don't want to miss Stats. You know, because his season is right around the corner. He's a baseball guy, and he's excited, getting ready. So catch us every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell everybody you know about it. Then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version, the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it online also, but at a different place, WLJFradio.com. You can also download the WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. All right, so let's get to the All-Star game, because before the break, we was talking about All-Star Saturday night. Now it's time for Sunday, when the game went down. The game itself, Team Giannis defeated Team LeBron 184-175. It was the first loss for LeBron James under the new format, you know, when they went to this drafting the players. And they tried to mix it up even more Sunday by instead of drafting them during the week like they normally do, drafted them Sunday 30 minutes before tip-off. Like, what is this, man? I mean, y'all are trying everything to make this thing relevant. Anyway, Jason Tatum ended up as your MVP, scoring a record 55 points in the process. He also set a record 27 points in the third quarter. That's the most points anybody scored in a third quarter. And he scored the second most points ever scored in a half when he scored 38 points in the second half. He also hit 10 three-pointers, becoming only the second player in All-Star history to do that. So he's standing alongside Steph Curry as the only players to make 10 three-pointers in the game. And we've already talked about no defense was played. I mean, you had guys shooting 85% from the field. Yeah, dudes just stepping out the way and, like matadors and said, hey, go ahead and get the dunk, man. I don't care.
Olay, olay.
Yeah, Olay. There you go. So the conversation to talk about the All-Star game has been, how can they fix it? The guys aren't playing. I think the coach said it was the worst game of basketball he's ever seen in his life. So, Tunnel Crew, your thoughts on this sham of a basketball game, the All-Star game?
Not to be the dead horse, but I need to respond to Aggie P's little comment, right before the break.
Mm-hmm.
Think about this, Tunnel Crew. Every time one of our superstars get hurt, they get hurt every time they lose, or every time something's not going their way. I got a hamstring. Oh, I got mental health issues. Oh, my dog died yesterday. Oh, we about to lose, so we taking the rest of the season. And every time there's like a quote unquote valid reason for them not to play hard, for them not to compete, for them not to show up. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought that's why we gave you millions of dollars to show up and show out, especially for one night, mid-season. Take a couple of games off before the game so you can play for this game at least one quarter. Even my man Giannis came up and didn't even play more than one quarter. And I think he was just trying to be like LeBron, unfortunately.
Giannis didn't play at all, did he? I thought he missed the game.
Who?
Giannis. The Greek Freak. Didn't he miss the game entirely?
No, he scored I think he played like the first 5 minutes, 2 minutes, because he got a dunk and then he came out. And I was just like, what?
Oh, man.
I think you said the key word, Radar. They're making millions of dollars.
Yep.
I mean, it's a different athlete, different mindset now, man. I mean, that money, they're individualized. That's what they focus on, and they're not going out there to compete in something that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, yeah.
They loading up for the last run before the playoffs.
Yep.
It's just where we at. Same way with the Pro Bowl. So where do we go? I don't know how you can fix it.
Yeah, it's a different generation.
Because the fans are going to start not paying to come see that. 'Cause I know me and my guys, we was talking about going to the Pro Bowl in Vegas. Nobody said they want to go to the game.
Yeah.
Vegas where all the stars, all the athletes will be.
Yeah.
So we can meet and hang with them. Nobody said how much is a ticket. Let's make sure we get to the game. Don't care about that.
And nobody wants to see flag football.
Right. So, guys, I don't know how you can fix this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And with Tatum scoring 50 points, I thought that would have been Doncic, Luka, or Kyrie, or even Dame Lillard for that measure. But Jason Tatum puts 50 points up. That to Aggie's point, I thought that was one of the most unselfish guys on the court. So I thought he wouldn't put up that many points. Just that.
Yeah.
Well, I called him and told him go ahead and do that.
Go ahead and do that.
I got a call through. I needed that, and he said, "All right, Aggie P, I got you, bro.
I got you."
Hey, Aggie P's been on quite a run, man. I think it's 4 weeks in a row he's been on top.
No, Big T.
You say don't do it.
Hey, bro, man. Jason Tatum even had that good hair like Aggie P had right during COVID. He had like 3 hairlines. He had these different grades of hair. I was like, boy, him and Aggie P almost look like twins right now.
Hey, TP, do we have any social media shout outs, comments from the listeners and fans? They got anything to say about this All-Star weekend?
Sure they do. So we basically had Small Wonder saying, "What's up, Tunnel Crew? The slam dunk competition was awesome. Great things come in small packages, Miss Small."
That's right.
I will also say I wanted to say something. We were talking about the G League, especially considering that I used to work for them, but it was called back then.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to say that I know how hard those guys work. And at the same time, it's kind of good to see some of them out there on the NBA court. And I agree with everybody. I feel like we need to do something because it's kind of getting boring with the All-Star game. So we definitely want to do something to spice it up.
And it's across all sports, I mean, every sport is having problems with their All-Star game, so I don't know how they fix it.
Yeah, I think baseball is different. Baseball, I think that's one of the better All-Star games that you're going to see that's going to be near the, top of the line. But, like you're saying, I would like to see in the NBA, not, the superstars, you have the next up and coming. That's on those teams. Let them play.
Yeah.
Because, hey, these guys are going to be out the league within the next 5 years that you see right now.
Yeah.
But you got to have somebody come in behind them that's going to grab that attention, and carry the league on. And so, that would be something I would look into.
Give the up and comers a chance to build their brand, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay.
Bird, you got any thoughts before we move on? Stats, you guys? Bird like, man, nah, man. I ain't wasting no time on that. Stats, you got any thoughts? What in the world?
I think, the 3-point shooting in the dunk contest is still pretty good and irrelevant. I think that's still going strong with that. It's just the game itself. You're scoring 300 something points, 360 something.
Shooting 85% from the field. All right. Hey, well, Stats, go ahead and give us a baseball update, my man.
All right. So it is the return of the long road, but is it as long as we think? So last baseball season blew through the Carolinas, the whole country really, like a whirlwind. I mean, the 10 months that went by between the frosty first pitch and the shockingly pleasant final win for Korea, they had twists and turns everywhere. Some made me so sad, and then some made me really happy and gave me hope for the future. So the college baseball season is 4 days old, and I'm going to give you a few teams here who some are going to be good, but something isn't quite right. And then you got some who look just as good as always. But in baseball, just like in our seasons of life, history does change as our seasons change. Weird things happen. So don't bookmark anything here. So going to be good, but something isn't right. Texas, they had the college baseball showdown in Arlington, and they came up 0-3. They got beat by everybody. And including the last day, they got smacked by Vanderbilt. I mean, the game wasn't even competitive. It was like 10-0 in the third. It was bad. So, yeah, Texas has some work to do. But early in the season, they'll probably get to the NCAA tournament. They won 56 games last season. So that's a lot of games to win. Missouri, they look really good. They won 2 out of 3. They beat Arkansas. They also came from behind to beat Texas and TCU. And their relief pitching, interestingly enough, they have an ace in the hole from Western Carolina University named Nick Franklin, who throws a 97-mile-an-hour fastball and an 86-mile-an-hour slider that goes Bugs Bunny style from one side of the plate to the other. So that's interesting. Tulane, man, they started out ranked, and they went out there to the Vineyard of Irvine, California, and they played the Anteaters, and they got eaten alive by the Anteaters. Came out winless. Just no complete performances at all. When they pitched, they didn't hit. When they hit, they didn't pitch. I mean, they play Cal State Fullerton tonight, and that's a good pitching team. So we'll see what happens. Carolina looks good. They had a shootout with Seton Hall in a game that was fit to be on a football field on Friday night. It was 10-8, but they won, and they're 3-1. They stomped Radford today. As good as always, Georgia, LSU, Arkansas, and as soon as I said that, I think they were losing to Grambling last time I checked the score. So we'll see what happens. But Grambling's feisty in the early season, not shocking. Good luck with your schedule. Maryland, they won 2 out of 3, but then they lost to West Virginia today. They got Ole Miss for 3 down in Oxford. Have fun. NC State, you know how tough the ACC is, and they have a bipolar offense. They did win every game this weekend, though. 3 classic games I saw this weekend. New Mexico, Minnesota. Sean Stevens lined a walk-off single on Monday in the matinee. 4-3, they beat Minnesota despite Golden Gopher reliever Connor Whitegriff. That's not spell how it sounds. He threw 3 shutdown innings, but they still lost. And Missouri TCU was a classic as well. Gonzaga TCU, both teams wore great uniforms. They look so fresh and so clean, only for the game to end anticlimactically on a walk-off walk on Monday. And Gonzaga's 0-4, and Texas Tech is 4-0. And that is all I have for this week on Isaac College Baseball Report.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Baseball season is here. Can y'all hear the excitement in his voice? I definitely can. Hey, Radar, we are going to do a women's college basketball report from you, but we're going to wait to the other side of the break, all right? So you're going to be ready to drop some knowledge on us when we come back. But in the meantime, we want to let all the listeners know that you can catch this at-home edition of the Crossover Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Tell everybody you know about it. And then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports, so you can find it online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the 100.7 WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. When we come back, we're going to have Radar's women's college basketball report and our question of the day. You're listening to At Home with the Crossover.
Why so sad when joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the Crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life and health. I work with dozens of clients so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown, INSSERVICE, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
100.7 WLJF.
Hey, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. Me and TP rocking out to Pastor Thomas music there on his commercial. Hey, catch us Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on YouTube, only on the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. You want to make sure you catch it. There's Pastor Thomas making an appearance. Blind man, how you know you holding up the right thing? You ain't got the book upside down and all that stuff.
The Holy Spirit led me to it.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. There you go. So catch us on YouTube, Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel on Tuesday night, 7 p.m. And be sure to like, share, subscribe. Tell everybody you know about it, all your family and friends and everybody. And then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it on WLJFradio.com. You can also download the WLJF app. You can find it on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. Hey, TP, do we have any more comments and shout-outs from the listeners and fans in the social media world?
We do. So I'm going to turn it over to the wonderful blind man himself, Radar.
Yes, sir.
Really talking to the fans.
Hey, and also, Radar, once you finish that, go ahead and give us your women's college basketball report.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, TP. I wanted to let everybody know that I asked everybody on the chat who was their real MVP. And B. Smith told us that, she was picking like Aggie P. She picked Tatum. And then I said, well, you know what? I know Big T is your MVP, but let's put him to the side for a minute. Let's talk about the NBA MVP. Because, we all on the Tutter Crew can agree to disagree that Big T is our MVP. He keeps us together.
Boy, you crazy.
So I just wanted to pay homage to our man, give him his flowers while he's here, So anyway, on another note.
What's that on your shirt? Never mind. Go ahead. Move on.
I ain't want to get too sentimental, bro, man. Anyway, our top 5 teams in the NCAA college basketball scene for the women is South Carolina, of course. They still clicking on all cylinders.
Hey, but they barely survived, man. Hey, overtime to Ole Miss,
A win is a win.
But they 27-0. We give it to them. They 27-0.
Yes. So you bring up a great point. Because right now, Indiana, Stanford, and LSU, even though they put the beat down on them, and our good friend Gino and the UConn Huskies are number 4.
Who's good friend? You mean yours?
I was being.
You got no love for Gino, man.
We pray for our enemies and our opponents alike. Here and also for sports. So so I just wanted to show that love to him. But it's really competitive right now, Big T. I don't think it's going to be just an easy cakewalk for the South Carolina Gamecocks. Yeah, and it's showing right now because Indiana just had a really close win just a couple of days ago, and then when I was going back to my notes here, I saw also that Stanford has a really well-rounded team, and they have a tough conference to go through. So I think that's going to get them ready for the competition that's going to meet them in the big dance when they go to the tournament. Yeah, come in a couple of weeks.
All right, thank you, Radar. We appreciate it, man. All right, so let's jump into our question of the day because we saw Tiger Woods compete in the Genesis Invitational over the weekend. It was his first PGA event since July, and it was the first time he played 72 holes in an event since last April's Masters tournament. He basically said, hey, it's getting more difficult for me to do this. My body's not going to allow it, so I'm moving forward. I'll probably only play the majors and a couple of other tournaments. So we saw that happen, and then we saw the XFL games kick off. A lot of crazy stuff happening there, a lot of interesting rules that they've got compared to the NFL. We also saw the Daytona 500, the 65th running. The Daytona 500 went down this Sunday. And All-Star Weekend, like we said, all of that. So that leads us to our question of the day. Because, a lot of people are saying, we need to fix these All-Star games. We need to do something. And so the question is this: should the fans adapt and just accept it? This is the generation that we're in now. These young cats, they don't want to get hurt, like y'all said. They don't want to get embarrassed and showed up. So we're not going to see. We might as well forget it. We're not going to see the Dominique Wilkins, Michael Jordan duels of the 80s. We're not going to see the Spud Webbs out there showing up the big fellas. We're not going to see the Vince Carters. Because I remember when Vince Carter came out there, it was like, man, it was like Vince doing stuff we ain't never seen before, And, we're going to see little guys like Mac McClung go out there and say, well, if y'all don't want it, I'll take it, Is that what we're going to see now? We're not going to see John Morant doing some of the stuff we see him doing in the games, and Zion just can't stay healthy.
Oh my God.
He just can't stay healthy.
I'm glad Rooftop not over here. He would let us have it about Zion.
Yeah, he would. So the question is, should we just accept it? This is how it is, or should we put pressure on these leagues to fix the All-Star game? We don't want to see flag football. We don't want to see matador defense in the NBA. Like you say, you're millionaires. We want to see the best. So, should we accept this is the way it is? Question of the day: should fans adapt, or should the leagues be forced to fix it? And we'll hand it off to the Tunnel Crew. You guys, ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you think.
I'll lead off.
Go ahead,
Oh,
sir.
Go ahead.
Well, I think we ought to accept it because it's the monster of our own making. We wanted to up the scoring. We wanted to have less defense. We didn't want players to get as physical with each other. And now this is the product we're left with because Dromel can attest. This is not what we saw back in the 80s. This is not what we saw in the 90s. Even 10 years ago when LeBron and the Warriors were dueling, they were playing all-star games. They were playing hard. Even Klay Thomas was in the three-point contest back then in the Warriors pre-heydays. So I think it's just a monster of our own making. We're just going to have to ride it out, you know?
Next.
I agree with Radar. It's just where we at right now.
Yeah.
It's just where we at. And I don't think the league can't force the players to play hard. You know, the players have to have their within themselves to go out and say, hey, we're going to go out here and win this thing. We're going to play hard. We're going to send them other guys home. These players, man, they want to put on the nice sweatsuits and the jewelry, hang out on the side. And
with the Crocs.
it's
with
like,
the
it's
Crocs.
like a little vacation for them, man. It's just not the same.
Yeah.
That's really the reason I really don't watch it, to be honest with you. Because it's not, you know, it's not good entertainment, especially when you paying all that money, people going to pay all that money in the city. And it's good to pay the money and see the different superstars out there just to be hanging out. You know, but you go and see a game, a nice game, I wouldn't waste my money to do it. You know. But that's what, like I said, that's where we at right now. We got the younger players, we got the players that making money like you never seen before, and they call the shots. You know, pretty much call the shots.
Is it generational? So this is a good question to throw out there since we got two younglings on the crew. You know, so I know sometimes to you guys it might feel like we taking shots at y'all generation. We'd be like, man, they're soft, man. You know, they don't play like we used to. You know? So what do you guys as the younger members of the Tunnel Crew, your thoughts on, you know, is this something we should just say, hey, just accept it? Or y'all gonna take that attitude? Y'all just accept it, man. Stop being old men. Get off my lawn, guys.
The way the NBA defense has been playing in the NBA hasn't been the same since like 2013. So I don't even see a difference between watching the NBA regular season and the All-Star game. I don't watch the NBA until April when they start playing defense.
They do play defense in the playoffs. They do.
No defense till April. Like,
I
don't really watch it till April. Like, I watch here and there, the holidays. Oh, I watched the London game. That was interesting. They play defense for that.
Yeah.
I do.
Go ahead, TP.
I just wanted to say, you know, when I think about like the All-Star game and I think about overall basketball, you know, I really wish we could go back to the times when it just seemed to be so fun. You know, when you had your little battles, like when you had Dennis Rodman and the Mailman, and it was kind of going at it. Boy, you couldn't wait to that All-Star game.
Yeah, that's right.
Go at it on the field, you know, and on court. And, you know, I miss some of those things. Even the early days of Shaquille.
Yeah.
So the early days of Shaquille, first he was with Penny Hardaway, then he came to the Lakers. When you hear, him and Kobe been battling behind the scenes, you know, you couldn't wait till the All-Star game just to see what was going on.
Yeah.
And I do miss some stuff with celebrities. I mean, it's not so much them being celebrities, but I kind of miss when you would see the celebrities kind of gawk on the players.
Yeah.
But not definitely because of money, but because of talent.
Yep.
So everybody wanted to see Jordan just try to make a shot.
Yep.
Everybody wanted to see
Larry Bird, Magic, Dominique, and all.
That kind of rivalry. And now I feel like you can't kind of have that type of rivalry because everybody play it nice.
Well, you know what? And one of the things, I'm glad you mentioned that because Saturday night, it was cool to see the reaction of people like Gabrielle Union, Shaq, you know, even some of the other All-Stars that were on the sidelines watching the dunk contest, their reaction to Mac McClung, because it gave you that feel of it impressed by what they were seeing, and like I think it was Kenny Smith or maybe been Reggie Miller. He was like, look, all you need to know, if you're saying no, this guy's, because they said they were taking shots at him, saying he said all you need to do is look at the reaction of these players, look at the action of these celebrities. When you see that, he's doing something. So
right, he's not a scrub. He played in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bird, is it just a generational thing? We coming down too hard on your generation, or should we just accept it? This is the way it is, or should we demand that the leagues fix this all-star situation?
Man, that the leagues fix it, and it's also a generational thing.
Mm-hmm.
And defense hasn't been good since Michael Jordan left the league. And it was 2013. I disagree. It was the early 2000s. You look at these teams in the NBA right now, they playing, but they ain't playing as hard as Michael Jordan and all the greats before LeBron and Steph playing,
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm a Pistons guy, and I'm telling you, they don't allow teams like the Bad Boys anymore. Because guys like Jordan and Magic, they had to step their game up. When you play against teams like that, they don't allow those teams anymore.
You knew you were going home with some cuts.
Hey, anybody else got any thoughts on this before we move on? Go ahead, Radar.
Just to piggyback off of Aggie P's idea, one way you get athletes to perform, you take that attention away from them.
Mm-hmm.
Start letting some young, upcoming young whippersnappers start getting that adoration, attention. Because we all know on this panel, McClung getting ready to get some playing time. Mm-hmm. If he start knocking down shots, everybody gonna be like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold up. He just pulled the Jeremy Lin. And let that keep happening. Because just like with black quarterbacks, we didn't see them 10 years ago. Now we got them coming out the wazoo. Mm-hmm. Now that's what's getting ready to happen with all these guys aging out, like Harden. Mm-hmm. Even though LeBron won't admit it, he aging out too.
Yeah,
and
he is.
These guys start aging out, and Giannis, Durant, Kyrie, these guys think they're automatically up for that mantle, and they don't get it, and they give it to some guy coming out of college that's playing all the games, showing up to the nonprofit events, getting that attention the old school way. Because sometimes you got to go through the cycle and come right back to the beginning.
Mm-hmm. I don't always watch the NBA, but when I do, I watch the Kings because De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox. TP, did you have something to say?
I did, and it goes right back to what Radar just said. One of our listeners, B. Smith, said, "Bring back the old school way."
Yeah.
That's what Radar said.
Yeah, make them try out for the team and give them a bonus if they make it.
Hey, you know what? I think they ought to go as far as, because I think I heard Rich Eisen talking about this on my commute home today. He said, back in the day, you had the teams wore their actual uniforms. You know what I'm saying? So you had the home team wore the dark uniforms and the road team wore the whites, but it was your actual team uniform, And he said the reason they did away with that because little Johnny can't come to you and say, "Hey, Dad, I want that jersey," and then I have to go on NBA.com and buy it for him for $75. He said, because he already got the team jersey, he already got that hanging up in the closet. So they had to come up with these all-star uniforms so they can sell more merch. It just feels like too much is about money nowadays when it comes to sports and stuff and entertainment.
It's no longer about the experience.
Yeah.
How much did you pay? Where were your seats? Mm-hmm. Did you sit beside Gabrielle Union? Who cares about Gabrielle Union? I'm here to see Kobe and I'm here to see Giannis. Or excuse me, Giannis and LeBron.
Yeah.
Excuse me, the all-time scoring leader just checked out of the game because he's too important for the rest of the season, even though he's at the risk of not making the playoffs.
But in all fairness, what did I tell you from day one? Show one.
Yep.
What did I tell you?
Ball, brand, and what was the other one?
Beer.
Oh,
Ball, brand, and beer.
It's all about entertainment.
Yep.
So did you see your favorite celebrity who was watching the game?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see, did you experience is ball, babe, beer, brand?
Yep.
But you know what I didn't see? I didn't see the players there all weekend. To your point, because my brother happened to go down there. He said some of the guys that were supposed to be in the game didn't come down there till Sunday. And what happened to you having that whole fanfare of seeing them Saturday and at least Sunday? I know maybe not come Friday night because of the, like you said, the social climate. But again, Zion wasn't playing, Durant wasn't playing, LeBron didn't play the whole game. And back in the day, Jordan played all 48 minutes. Him and Kobe. Everybody wanted to see Jordan and Kobe against each other. Everybody wanted to see Magic play against Jordan right before he got beat for the championship. It was certain things that set up the narrative of the season. And now it's just based on, is he going to play? Is he going to make it? Kawhi Leonard, some of the people
he never plays
on the all-time list, and he didn't even play.
That's another one. It's be named Street Clothes Part 2.
I didn't see Kyrie with Kyrie there.
Kyrie was there. He played.
Yeah, Kyrie had the most assists, man. Which I couldn't believe that.
The most ever play on the court. Right.
He's a team player.
On that one.
and Luka sat on the bench like the game was a joke. He's like, I'm just gonna pass the ball. This is not in the game, B. This is like playing red light, green light. Your turn, Aggie.
Oh man.
Hey man, I've said all I need to say, man. It's just where we at right now.
Yeah.
It's about the money. This younger generation, like for example, you asked Bird to give his example because he's a younger generation.
Yep.
Man got a belt on his shoulder.
Right, and ain't grabs a little match.
I mean,
ain't body slam nobody. Ain't
nothing against Bird.
But coming up here with a new belt on,
nothing
like the
against
Eagles
Bird,
won 2
but
weeks ago.
that's the younger generation. I mean, hey, that's the way they do it, man.
Yeah.
And I applaud them for that. I mean, what can we do? We can't do anything.
Well, hey, thank y'all. That was an interesting conversation there at the question of the day. Real quick before we get out of here for this segment, Tar Heels lost again. They were tied 60-60, got blitzed in the last 3 minutes of the game. I think NC State went on a 9-0 run, was hitting everything, and it was all over for Carolina. They've now lost 5 out of the last 6. They had won 10 out of 12 before this recent struggle. And Joe Lunardi says they are in the first 4 out. Is this Tar Heel team even going to make the tournament?
Wow.
No, they'll be at the house with us.
Yeah, they be watching like
Hey,
we watch.
what is Davis' contract, Big T? How many years?
Well, I think he got, 4 years? It was only 4 years, right?
It's the second. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so he's got 2 years to turn it around. Now, he supposedly has currently has the #1 recruiting class coming in for next year.
What's that supposed to mean?
It don't mean anything if you don't play them.
That's what I was going to say. Like Bromel said, if you don't play the guys, you can load up all you want. If you're not playing them.
Right. And he going to need an NIL deal if he get fired.
Yeah, Hubie's coaching like he's stuck in 1970s.
Hey, everybody, make sure you catch us on Tuesday nights here on YouTube for At Home with the Crossover, and you can find us on the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and tell all your friends and family about it. You don't want to miss it. Then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it online also, but at a different place, WLJFradio.com. You can also download the 100.7 WLJF app. You can find it both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. When we come back, we're going to put a bow on this show.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning. The crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, The Joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, or email me at hometown, INSSERVICE, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
It's time now for the crossover wrap-up report. Let's send it back to the tunnel crew.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. Just a quick mention here. Rex Ryan interviewed for the Denver Broncos defensive coordinator job. So he might be leaving that cushy ESPN studio job to coach the Broncos defense alongside new head coach Sean Payton. So seems like they're trying to help Russ out. You know, they said let Russ cook. And so they're trying to get him a little help out there. We'll see if they can turn it around this coming season. All right, let's look at the recap of last week with our results and everything and see how everybody did. So we had a 3-way log jam at first place with all the NBA All-Star picks. Aggie P, Bromel, and Stats all went 4-2. They're in first. Me, Birdman, and TP came in second at 2-4, and Radar's bringing up the rear because he couldn't see anyway. That's why he's 1-5. But he'll get some of his people that help him make picks this week to see if he can turn it around and do better. Overall standings look like this. By the way, Aggie P has 4 weekly wins. Bromel and myself, we have 3. Stats has 2, and everybody else has 1. Those are for the tiebreaker when it comes to playoff time. All right, let's take a look at the overall and see. Aggie P is on top once again. He's got 24 wins. Bromel and myself with 3 games behind him at 21 wins. Stats 1 game back with 20 wins. If the playoffs started today, that would be your 4 playoff teams because Stats has more weekly wins than Birdman, who he's tied with 20 wins. Radar has 18 wins, and TP has 17 wins. All right, the games for this week that we had to pick they go like this. Got our men's college basketball, Texas at Baylor. We got Clemson at NC State. We got Virginia at Carolina, and that's the men's. Then on the women's side, we got Iowa at Maryland. We got Stanford at Utah. And we got Carolina at Duke in the big rivalry in the women's game. And then we got an NBA game to choose from. The Celtics at the 76ers coming out of the All-Star break. 42-17 for the Celtics. 38-19 for the 76ers. Aggie P, go ahead and give us yours, sir.
Yes, sir. I got Baylor, I got NC State, Virginia, Duke, and Tatum for the Celtics.
The Celtics. He took them Duke women over the Tar Heel ladies. Radar, give us yours.
Sticking with them Celtics, I might need to change my picks. Nah, never mind.
Don't do it.
I'm going to stay with Baylor, NC State, UVA, Stanford women, and the 76ers.
All right.
I like playing from the bottom up.
Next up, we got Bromel.
Yeah, I got Baylor men, State men, Stanford women, Iowa women, and the Celtics.
All right. Next, we got TP.
I have Baylor for the men, North Carolina State for the men, UVA for the men, Duke women, Celtics.
All right. Thank you, Queen. Next, we got Birdman.
I got Texas and Clemson for the men, Iowa and Stanford for the women, and Celtics.
All right. Next up, we have myself. I got the Baylor men, the NC State men, and I'm going to pick Carolina to pull the upset over Virginia and the men. I got Duke women beating Carolina's women, and I got the Celtics and the NBA over the 76ers. And that leaves us with Stats.
All right, I'm going with Baylor and the men. I'm going with State in the men's, going Virginia, going with North Carolina and women's basketball. And I'm going to take the Celtics because Aggie P is hot.
Man, so the only person that went with the 76ers is Radar. Okay, all right. Radar threw the gauntlet down. All right, it's time for shout out or shut up and play candidates. We'll start with you, Queen.
Okay, so I'm just gonna give a shout out to Brother Percy.
Ah, yes.
And I want to give a shout out to him because this is not an easy job. So I really want to give him a shout out.
He make it look easy, don't he?
Yes, he does.
All right, Birdman.
Shout out to me for turning 25 yesterday.
Happy birthday.
That just sounded so conceited at first, though.
It did. It really
shout
did.
out to me.
I told you. I told you that generation.
Hey, it was the pause, man. It was just a long pause. Shout out to me. All right, Bromell.
Yeah, just shut up and play Carolina. You just got to play them.
There you go.
Talking is over with.
That's right. Stats.
And my shout out is to Wake Forest baseball because they got to win in Greensboro. You know, maybe they'll actually make the tournament in baseball, Birdman. You know, they're actually good at that. Birdman.
All right. Aggie P.
My shout out goes to Bird, man. Happy birthday, bro.
There you go. I like that. And Radar.
You know what? My shout out goes to the Kansas City Chiefs for beating the Eagles, you know, and making Birdman's birthday just a little sour. You know,
over a week later.
Oh,
a week later.
I wanted to remind him that his team lost since he wanted to debut a new belt tonight.
Say the new
Since your
belt.
birthday is not worth debuting a new belt, sir.
Well, hey, my shout out goes to a friend of mine. Her son is a wrestler at Grimsley High School. Name is Grant McCord. He won the 4A 106-pound state championship, and he's a sophomore. And my understanding is, I didn't see the match, but my understanding is he toyed with the guy that was the defending champ, who was a junior, and said he made the kid look bad. So shout out to Grant McCord for winning the wrestling 4A 106-pound title for Grimsley High School. All right, for the Queen. Oh, what? You know what? You know what? You know what? You know, we still got some time, don't we? We still got some time.
We're not up against a hard break.
Yeah, we still got 2 minutes, right? We still got 2.
Nope.
Oh, you said we done. You're saying cut it. All right, everybody, listen. For the Queen, for Birdman, for Bromell, for Stats, for Aggie P, for Radar, I'm your man, Big T, signing off for saying no matter where you are, look up and know that your creator's there. Till next time, see you, and we might want to be you.
Not this year. I'm getting my.
That's all we have for you today. So be sure to join us next week for the Raw Show. And remember, the Tunnel Crew don't play unless we have something to say.
Hey, I've been watching so many crossover videos from the past. I thought we had already did the show, guys. I said, it's already Tuesday.
Man, I listened to one from 2 years ago when I was working in the dish pit, man. I was, why am I wearing that hair